We're recording right now because I didn't listen to you.
Jesus Christ.
So, what's happening Wednesday? It's me, Bizarro Fett.
And Carrie.
What you know, yo?
This is the officially unofficial Geek Channel. This is Wednesday. And so you know what that means.
We're driving to the car.
And we're doing it again, guys. We did it last week. We're doing it again this week because we're doing what the people say, killing two birds with one stone. We just picked up dinner, Taco Bell, because we were actually able to agree on it for once. And now we are driving home. We're going to talk about
Toxic Fandoms.
Yes. This was... Okay, so here's the thing. Fandoms sometimes are a lot of fun, and we love being a part of them, because we connect with people a part of those fandoms.
But I'm a Star Wars fan, and it's fucking trash and garbage fire. Holy shitballs. Wow.
And you already know that we're both comics fans.
Yes.
And we all know the toxicity that can happen with that. But you know what? Another side of the toxic fandom, not just people hating on everything. Toxic positivity.
Yeah, which I've come across the last few days. Like, holy cow.
So, why don't you, for our audience at home or wherever they're listening to us, Joe, why don't you give kind of a nutshell of a situation of toxic positivity in fandom?
All right, you know what? I'm just going to give you a whole little rundown of the Star Wars fandom real fast. There are two sides to it. Well, there's probably many sides to it, actually, but there's two main sides to it, and that splintered off in 2014. The side that was bought by, that likes the Disney stuff, and I like the Disney stuff, and the side that only likes, the stuff up to the Disney, and I like that stuff too. So, I mean, I'm a huge Star Wars geek. I love it all. I love Star Wars.
And when he says he loves it all, guys...
I mean, I read Legends. I read the new stuff. He's
been replaying Knights of the Old Republic
I've been doing
on
that.
his Xbox.
And I'm stuck.
Yeah.
But anyway, I come across the people that like the Disney stuff, right? And they are just being complete fucking assholes too. And like...
How are they being assholes?
They're just shooting down anything like anybody that likes Legends says, and like, oh, it was never real anyway, it was never canon, blah blah blah, and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Stuff to just try to hurt them.
So basically, when somebody is saying, just expresses like an opinion, about anything having to do with the Disney era of Star Wars, people jump on their case and like, you can't besmirch anything Star Wars, or else we're gonna get.
They
on
only
your
love
case.
the Disney stuff, or they only love. It's just so freaking crazy, like the divide in this fandom.
Well, you've told me that you have definite personal, feelings about Rise of Skywalker.
I do, but I just don't talk about it, so that way,
Nobody bothers you.
Yeah, nobody bothers me.
Because you've seen people just express no hate or anything like that.
Just saying you don't like it.
I just don't like something. And people have referred to them. And I think you've even actually come across situations where when you've said, I just don't like this.
Yeah.
no hate, no anything. And you get called sexist, racist, when you're not even...
misogynistic.
When you're not even expressing...
I love Rey.
Yeah, like, you're like, I didn't quite like Rise of Skywalker, but I love the character of Rey. Whoops. And that isn't enough.
Yeah, it gets bad.
What's interesting, is that it makes people feel unable in those situations to express real and logical viewpoints on, say, we'll take Rise of Skywalker, for instance, okay? I have made no qualms about it. I am a pro-choice, trans-inclusive, inclusive everything, feminist, and I have problems with Rise of Skywalker. I do. And my problems have absolutely nothing to do with the characters as a whole.
like my view is when I'm talking about Star Wars, I talk about the stuff that I love, and I leave the stuff I hate alone. I just don't talk about it, like, because why would I want to just sit there talking about? And it just seems like both sides of this argument, man, like, just want to talk about the stuff they hate. It's like, whoa, bro, just fucking stop, man.
Yeah. There are definite, like, issues with it, and you can't even discuss it, you know. And there's definite viewpoints that you have, and you can't even discuss it, negative or positive, because you never know who you're talking to. And I think everyone can look at their own particular fandoms, even if you're not much of a Star Wars person. Look at the Star Trek fandom.
Oh yeah, it's in Star Trek too.
Look at the comic book fandom. Hello, Comicsgate.
Yep.
Okay. I had somebody the other day, and like people that actually witnessed this saw this, and I told you about this. I had someone say, because I like indie comics to any point, and I'm writing something that I'm planning to publish on my own, comic-wise, they said that because I was going to be publishing my own comic book in a year or so, that I was Comicsgate, and I didn't even know it. And I'm like, oh, no. That's not... I don't think you understand exactly what you're toting here, because, like, I'm definitely not Comicsgate. I have had people... I have had people totally, like, go after me that are Comicsgate. But that is definite, like, example of the tragedy of fandom, that we have so many people that, you know, it's hard to, like, try to find new, like, especially like comic YouTubers, like, because, and I'm sure that this is this way for Star Trek and Star Wars as well, where you're not sure if you are accidentally coming across one of these toxic people.
Yeah.
And you could watch something and be like, hey, this is kind of cool. I like everything this guy is saying, or this gal is saying.
It happened to me last week when I was watching that comic guy. I was like, oh, it makes sense.
And then you
until
go
the end, and they're like,
you've now wasted an entire half hour of your time.
And gave them a view. And
you're like, oh, I would not have done that otherwise. And it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, guys, what we want to ask of you is kind of the reason why this is coming up, why we're talking about this, because one, we witness it and experience it every day. Okay. We see it happening every day. And reason why I wanted to talk about this, and why Joe jumped on the bandwagon about talking about this as well, is that we recently had a absolutely wonderful trailer release of The Flash.
Yeah, looks pretty dope.
It looks so good. And guys, I have a hard time, like, I'm worried, because, like, I watched this trailer, and I gotta tell you something, I'm a DC fangirl, and this DC fangirl inside of me is like, I want to fucking see this film, like, probably a million times, depending on and you get the early reviews coming out of CinemaCon, and you're just like, oh, fuck. This is better than, you know, Wonder Bread with, you know, yummy, you know, marshmallow fluff. Okay.
You tried to make an analogy. It didn't work.
It didn't work. Yeah, I'm gonna try to slowly walk away from that one. But anyways, the best thing in superhero movies, okay, people are making those statements.
All right, it looks good.
The trailer, either it is a really great trailer for a shitty movie, or it is just, holy fuck. I don't even know if somebody is capable of making a trailer that exciting and good and have the movie suck.
We'll see.
We'll see. But there's this whole question now that nobody seems to really want to answer. And that question is can we excuse Ezra Miller. Can we excuse Ezra Miller? And you know what,
They
guys?
are getting help.
They're getting help. They are going through programs to get help.
Coming from me, I like to forgive, because I've done like some shitty shit in my life that I was forgiven for.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing I kind of brought up to you is like, you know, when somebody makes an attempt to be better and get past their sickness, we have to give them the opportunity to at least try, right?
You gotta give them the time to atone.
Yeah. And if anybody has any like actual like specific questions to bring up to me about specific incidents, believe me, I have thought about them. I have sat there and I've wondered what me making the move to go and see The Flash in a movie theater and talk about it. Believe me, I'm sitting here because of this whole, you know, situation, wondering what people are going to think of me. Because I am who I am. I am who I'm what the rapper says. Okay? And what is that going to say about me that I'm going to go see The Flash? So I had to sit here and I actually sat here and talked to you about it, Joe.
Yep.
And been like, you know, this person is actually documented. They're trying to get help. They're trying to, you know, put themselves in a position where they can atone. You know, whether they're working a 12-step program or what. For me, in my nature, in my past, and how I feel towards that kind of thing, I have to give them a chance. Because somebody gave you a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like, I'm asking anyone out there that is thinking about this, what is the watershed moment for you that you don't want to give them a chance, or you do want to give them a chance? And I'm just wondering. I mean, I am still afraid of what it's going to say about me, but I think I'm going to give it a chance.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a chance. And
yeah,
it's exciting. I mean, they're trying, so I mean, like, that's a good thing. I mean,
yeah. So,
is June enough time to give them, you know, enough of a chance? I don't know.
Well, you know, I think the process has been in play, based on news reports.
I haven't heard
and
about
stuff.
them in the news in a while, so I mean,
You haven't heard about them in the news in a while, because the last thing I heard about Ezra Miller in the news was that WB executives were stating that he was, excuse me very much, they were getting help. They understood what was wrong about what was happening in their life, and they were trying to do what they could to get better. That's the last I've heard. Well, it's a wait and see at this point, but am I still worried about what people are going to think of me for going to see The Flash and talking about it? Yes. Am I still worried about that? Yes. But you know what? That's why I'm talking about it right now. And why I'm giving the reasons I can. If anybody has any questions about that whatsoever, please just come to me and ask me, and we can have that discussion if you feel comfortable doing that. Because I will probably feel comfortable doing that, honestly. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that this show and what we've recorded so far is pretty good content here, but it's hard to put a period on what we're talking about here. Effectively. I mean, we've been sitting here in the car. We were sitting in front of the house.
Yeah.
like for the last 5 minutes. It was not a long trip.
All we got to do is end it.
All we got to do is end it.
You have the hardest time ending things. So watch. Want me to show you how?
No, we gotta sign off, dear.
This is Stellan Ripley, last survivor of the Nostromo, signing off. It's also Alien Day, and I quoted Alien. Whoa!
Yeah, he went ahead and he quoted Alien. Okay, guys, here's the thing. Try to be positive, except for when you get toxic about your positivity. Try to see all sides of the story. If you see something, say something. And remember, the complacent never make a difference. This has been the unofficial Geek Channel. What's Happening Wednesday with Carrie and Joe.
Bizarro Vet!
And I guess we'll be seeing ya.
Goodbye.
Bye.
What did I press, the stop button?
Yeah, the stop.